The Romans were master builders. Their constructions were not only monumental, but also very advanced for their time. Today, we will look at some of the most spectacular remains of Roman architecture: the Colosseum, the aqueducts, and the Roman roads, and we'll discover how these structures laid the foundation for modern engineering. We begin our journey in the heart of Rome with the Colosseum. Construction of this oval amphitheater began in 70 AD and was completed in 80 AD. It was used for gladiatorial combats, animal hunts, executions, and even naval battles. The ingenuity of the structure is mind-boggling. The stands were designed to ensure that every spectator had a good view of the arena. They were also equipped with a complex system of gates and ramps to allow for the quick and efficient movement of spectators. The arena floor was made of wood and could be raised or lowered to different levels to create different battle scenarios. Underneath the arena floor, there were also tunnels and rooms for the gladiators to hide and prepare themselves for the battles. But perhaps the most impressive aspect of the Colosseum was its use of concrete. This allowed for the construction of much larger and more complex structures than had ever been built before. The Colosseum stood for over 1,500 years and is still standing today, albeit in a much more dilapidated state. But the Romans did not only build impressive buildings, they also built impressive aqueducts. The Roman Empire built a network of aqueducts that supplied fresh water to the cities from distant sources. The largest of these aqueducts was the Aqua Appia, which was built in the 3rd century BC. It was over 60 miles long and had a capacity of over 4 million gallons per day. The aqueducts were a marvel of Roman engineering. They used a series of arches, bridges, and tunnels to carry the water over valleys and rivers. The water was also treated before it was distributed to the public baths, fountains, and private homes. But the aqueducts were not just a source of fresh water. They were also a symbol of the Roman Empire's power and wealth. The aqueducts were often decorated with statues and inscriptions that celebrated the emperors who built them. The construction of aqueducts was a highly skilled task that required the expertise of many different engineers and builders. The Romans were able to create these massive structures by using concrete and other advanced building techniques. Finally, we come to the Roman roads. The Romans built an extensive network of roads that allowed for easy travel throughout the empire. The roads were used for military, trade, and communication purposes. The most famous of these roads is the Via Appia, which is still in use today. The Via Appia was originally built in the 3rd century BC and was used to connect Rome with the city of Capua. The road was paved with large stones that were carefully fitted together. The stones were also used to create a raised roadbed that helped to prevent the road from being damaged by water and traffic. The Romans also built milestones along the roads, which helped travelers to keep track of their distance. The road network was a vital part of the Roman Empire. It allowed for the quick movement of troops and supplies, as well as the exchange of goods and ideas. The roads were also a symbol of Roman power and control throughout the empire. In conclusion, the Romans were indeed master builders. They constructed some of the most impressive buildings, aqueducts, and roads in the ancient world. These structures were not only monumental, but also very advanced for their time. They laid the foundation for modern engineering, and their legacy can still be seen today. The Colosseum, the aqueducts, and the Roman roads are just a few examples of the amazing things that the Romans built. Their innovations and engineering skills allowed them to create structures that were both beautiful and functional. These structures were not only used for military and practical purposes, but also for aesthetic and symbolic reasons. The Romans were able to create a sense of order and control over their environment, and they used their buildings, aqueducts, and roads to display their power and wealth. Did you find this video interesting? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to learn more about the Romans, stay tuned for more videos about this fascinating civilization.